I guess somebody is trying very hard to make it seem as if you have made a choice with them. I mean, as if you have chosen them over everyone else, but they are also still involved with someone else, whom it seems like sort of like an agreed commitment made because of something they share, or I hope it's not blackmail, to something they want kept secret. And they are forcing their way into your energy, trying to make it look as if you are officially together to try and keep any other person, or rather your person, to make them think that you were not single, so that you would not be approached by anyone else. It feels like they really have some kind of strong bond with you. So welcome back if you're coming back, and welcome if it's your first time. We are talking about guidance and opinions and everything to do with life in overall. So welcome. Well, I had talked about this before, probably last year, and they are still doing the same trick to get their way. And if only it was really that they were really sincere towards you, and you could really feel like they were genuine in their approach, but it sort of feels like just an obsession they have over you, and they don't want to share you with anyone else. Or for some of you, it is just that they want to harvest your energy. They want all of your energy to themselves, so that they could harvest your energy to give to the person they are with, or probably just to use it for themselves. And for some, it is wanting to attach an entity onto you so that they could have easy access to your energy whenever they want, sort of like addicted to your energy. And they heavily do this in 5D when they think you are vulnerable. And you are sort of like, as if playing along the game, but when you are in 3D, you still cut off their cords and ties, which they keep redoing each and every time they feel you are not guarded. Because let's face it, we are all vulnerable in 5D. So when you come to your senses and realize what was happening, you cut that BS off, which each and every time they have a way to redo those ties, and this perplexes you because you don't know exactly what helps them to be able to still do that, and you are protected even then. And there are those other ones who check out on you once in a while to see how you are doing, but those are very short moments that leave you feeling again and again abandoned. And I guess they have no idea that they are doing that, some of them. And it's all because they are quick to make assumptions about you, and they take steps back. And probably even this might also be a game to try and make you not trust anyone, because they just might have been sent by some of your ops, so that when even the right person comes along, you will end up having yourself guarded, and then you end up rejecting the person who was meant to be for you. Now here you need to be mindful. There are those who would really cheer for you when they see you are going to be happy. And there are those who just come to see if you're suffering so that they could take advantage of you. So you really need to be mindful. And may God give you clear judgments over people. And even if you happen to end up making a mistake, may it be immediately rectified. Because there are situations where misunderstandings happen, and then the more it is prolonged, it makes it hard to bring things together again to have something good. Because again, here you will end up struggling even more. Try not to prolong grudges that could be easily solved, especially if you get a clear picture of what the issue really is. Some people get prideful and fall victims to their ego, and lose good connections just because they did not want to look weak. And sometimes it is just that they listen too much to other people's opinions instead of following their own intuition and their own truth, because they're thinking more of what would people say if this or that happened. And that is nothing but just being toxic. Because if you don't trust your instincts or the person or whatever it is you are supposed to be trusting, and instead trust other people who might not have any good interest for you, whatever, with your decision, and you allow people to manipulate you into making decisions according to their opinions, although you already know the truth, or probably you did not research enough to know the truth, or probably even you are just egoistic and don't want to trust that which is right, then you are sure to make the wrong choice and decisions. So when you get stuck later on and you see the mistake you made, but this time you act out of ego, not wanting to accept that which is right, just because you are afraid people are going to see you in a different way, which might be just for their own benefit, then you will just have to face facts and either clear what you have done or live with it in misery for the rest of your life. And that is a shame and waste of time. Let us all be mindful. You must understand that good connections get nurtured by vulnerability and frankness. And everything needs reciprocation from both sides to make it a mutual relationship. It doesn't matter whether it is work, relative, sibling, love relationship, or just friendship. Both parties need to be frank with each other. Of course, sometimes you don't need to tell everything, but when it comes to important issues that would affect both parties, then sincere frankness is needed. Empathy is needed too, but sincere empathy, because you need to think twice almost most of the times. Parties need to think of how they could benefit each other without crossing boundaries, and how they could nurture each other to have the best relationship they could ever have. Be sincere in your relationships, and that will make you achieve a lot of things. When you are not sincere, so much negativity could happen, and when you finally come to yourself, you might find yourself not even at a crossroad, but a closed road that has no way out, or it's just a dead end. And the only way you could use it is go back. And sometimes when you decide to go back, you might just find that what you had left behind and was expecting to still find there might not be where you had left it. Somebody else might have stepped in and taken that which could have been yours, because they acted fast and in their truth. They followed their instincts, and with that, God rewarded them with what could have been yours. And that, my dear, is also another shame. And it's wastage of time, effort, and energy. You could have gone so far if you had made right choices and achieved so much during that period that you might have decided to act immature. I pray to God that no one has to go through any kind of immaturity and lose their blessings because of their egos and other people's opinions. Amen. Many men have lost so much just because of pride, and even when they realize their mistake, they still act stubborn and get stuck in roadblocks. Instead of even getting regretful, they still stubbornly believe that they are right because they are used to being always accepted as being right. We all make mistakes, but repeating mistakes is... No, what do I say for that? I'm trying not to be offensive, but just think of it yourself, and I'm sure you see the picture. And it's tiring and draining all the energy that you have, that you don't get pleasure in anything creative that you do or whatever you do. May God not allow us to be of such examples. Amen. And for that, I'm guided to stop here before it ends up being like a scolding, which might initiate more resistance, because that is all that happens when you try to show someone the truth. Sometimes some people just need to learn the lessons themselves. I mean, God gave everyone free will, and it's people's choice to make it. So I hope this helps, and till next time, be well, love yourself, be guided, and with much love, God bless.